What's up, YouTubers? This is the dude 12182 coming into you for a review of. I don't know if you can catch that. We got a cloud. We got the cloud Penz. Now, right off the get-go, I'm going to kind of stir up the pot a little bit here. Now, I had one of these cloud Penz. Penz, not Pens. And what happened was the battery managed to stay stuck on for me one time. I was cleaning out some oil remnants, and you know, once in a while you get that little stringer that might touch the coil, and you don't really want to heat up the old oil with, you know, you got some nice new wax you're throwing up on there. So I decided to do the heat cycle. I let it go for its full time, and it went into the auto shut off. And normally the light will blink like 5 times, and this time the light blinked 4 times, and the battery came back on by itself. So in any case, I burnt the shit out of my fingers. And I'm sure if you go through my channel, you'll see my video talking about it. Excuse me, I just burped. I was on that video. In the comments, you'll notice that I was contacted by the other cloud pen company, Penz, and they went on to tell me how right now they're in a lawsuit, I guess, potential lawsuit with the Penz guys about infringement rights and trademarks and all that good shit that comes along with it. So, on that note, I've been told by one company that the Penz company is not the legit pen. There is no such thing as a Cloud Vape Micro 2.0 USB or anything else. They only have certain colors. It's like the red, chrome, blue, like a pink or purple, whatever it is, white and black. Come to find out that after I burnt the shit out of my fingers, and now that I've gotten a package from the Cloud Penz guys, which I must say thank you and what's up for the care package that you sent me is the hookup for making good on the fluky battery. I'm a little confused because for the Cloud Penz company saying that the Penz company is fake, they sure do come in the same exact case, the same box, everything. Which tells me that it's the same exact pen, it's just one company wants the rights to it, and right now they can't, because they're probably both buying it mass-produced out of China, or wherever else the case may be. So, in any case, let's get down to the brass tacks. I'm here to review the dry herb cartridge that is on Cloud Penz, Penz.com. When I ordered, technically they have some limited edition pens. They're all now sold out. But it just so happens I managed to snag one before they were all sold out. I like to call this the Wu-Tang Cloud. Comes with the dry herb cart. You could also use the normal herb or oil cartridge on there. If you want to buy the dry herb cartridge, it's $30 on their site. Yeah. So in any case, it's interesting. This is what it looks like. It's a little bit longer. It's hollow inside. Still has that same thing like the wick or whatever it is, but it's a little different in the fact that Like the coil doesn't darken up at all after it's being used. Like when you have a new oil cartridge and you heat it up the first couple times just trying to get whatever residue off, you notice that the wire in the coil starts to change color a little bit, like starts to darken up. Well, this doesn't. So far it hasn't. I've been using it all day. I like it. It's very convenient. Now, I'm not going to lie, I thought that it was going to be more of a vaporizer. It's not. It's more of a flameless bowl, is the way I put it. It smokes like a one-hitter, just you don't need a lighter, which is kind of nice. It's convenient. I've gone by a few cops hitting it, and, you know, they they never even look twice, to be quite honest. I like it. Get a good taste of the herb. After the first hit, though, it's the same as if you were smoking bowl. The taste kind of dissipates, more or less. You'll know when you're done because you'll go take a hit and you ain't going to get a goddamn thing. So, on that note, I figured I would show you a little bit. I have my nice Crutch RX jar here that I got off Etsy, which I would like to say thank you to Crutch RX because they had a little mishap, and they wound up sending me 3 of these nice medium-sized jars as opposed to 3 of the little tiny jars as a consolation. So for this, just ground up herb or whatever. I got just a little bitty tiny bit of vanilla OG left. Vanilla OG. I'm a retard. Excuse me. It's lemon OG. Let's get this correct, people. As you can tell, I'm already a little blazed. So it's real simple to load up. You can do it a couple ways. You can either sit there and take little tiny pieces off your bud and pack it up in there, or you can just get gangster with it and already have your shit ground up in a nice little jar like Crutch RX, right? And then you just take your pen and just stick it right in there, right? Give it just a little bit of a tippy tap, like a little tamp on the top there. Alright, take another little doopsie daddle, whatever we want to call it here. Can you tell I'm in a good mood today? I bet you can. Alright. So anyways, gonna take our top. It fits conveniently right over. Look at that. Beautiful. It's kind of snug too, which I kind of like. So now I'll show you the test run. Alright, here we go. Alright. Taste the lemon. Tastes pretty good. Now, the only problem that I see with this potentially is that, like after your first hit or whatever, because it's burning inside the cartridge, things kind of drop out from underneath near the coil. And if you do have some that isn't already scorched, when you're trying to take that hit, if you don't have it down near the coil enough, you're going to get absolutely nothing. You're going to be sitting there wondering what the deal is. And it's very simple. All you got to do is just like I prefer a toothpick is what I like to use because it's thin and it's not I I guess the word would be harsh. It's not as harsh as, like, say if you were taking a little nail or something and sliding it in there trying to get it. I like this. You definitely get the flavor. Like I said, though, after the first hit or two, the flavor really does. It starts to dissipate because it is burning inside the cartridge. So, on that note, I would say that overall, I really like the dry rub cartridge. It's very convenient, especially if you're traveling on the road or something like that, and you don't want to sit there and be smoking a bowl while you're riding down the road. I know firsthand from having a friend following us on the way back from Montreal. He decided to hit a one-hitter on the Northway here in New York, and somebody thought he was smoking a crack pipe, and they called the state troopers, and he got pulled over, and that was the end of his fun day. So, yeah, it's really low-key, very on the DL. Yeah, $30 at cloudpenz, Penz.com. They're a very professional company, I'll say. I would say buy with confidence from them, most assuredly. I know that I got confused because I had this other company writing me up saying, hey, they're not real. If you want a real pen, here, we'll send you one. Which, by all means, I took it. I took it. But, I can't see anything wrong with these pens. It's the same damn pen. Just two companies fighting it out to be able to say that we are Cloud Penz. One is an S, one is a Z. So far, the Z's got the S beat on my end. Is it worth the money? Yes. Now, how long will the cartridge actually last? I don't know. I don't know that at all. Like I said earlier, I thought it was actually going to be like a vaporizer, like with the iolite or something of that nature. But it seems more like it's just a mobile flameless one-hitter. Yeah, that's about it. Pack up a couple hits, take it with you, do what you gotta do. It's gonna suck though if you're out somewhere and you want to pack up a couple bowls though. That's where it's kind of a pain in the ass, because then you're sitting there with the toothpick and you're trying to pick out remnants of ash or whatever, and then you're sitting there and you're trying to tap the thing to get it all to come out, and it's just one of those things where it can be a hassle, but at the same time, that's the sometimes the name of the game when you're trying to be discreet and you can't get as much in your session at one time, so you got to take it in little tiny small increments where you can get it. So I like this. I really do. I felt like an idiot when I got the comment from the other company telling me that I wasn't buying a legit pen, and really sit and think about it and doing the research. All it is two companies fighting. The pen is what it is. The product speaks for itself, whether it's with one company or another company, or you buy it from a distributor or whatever the case may be. I really recommend them. Whether you buy the PENS or the PENZ, it's a great product one way or the other, is what it comes down to. You might be able to find them on eBay for a little bit cheaper than the actual website, but also take into account when you do that you may not exactly be getting everything that you would normally get purchasing it through the company. Yeah, I guess I'll see if I have enough in here to take one more hit, and it would appear as though that there is. Now this is where we come into the dilemma and the hassle of, it's a little dangerous if you were trying to drive on the road, you know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to focus on getting your poker, and then next thing you know, you're starting to drift off a little bit. Oh, come back. And then it's, alright, now I gotta try to pay attention to the road and play this with my fingers, and it's a hassle. So, in other words, don't try to pack this thing up while you're driving. Be stationary. Be smart. Be safe. Don't be like me. Alright. That's how I know about the whole swear. Whoa! It's, you know? But we are safe and sound. Just remember that, folks. We are safe and sound. It's not like we went flying all over the road. It was just the car started to veer maybe a quarter of an inch. That's it. You know? Nothing big. No different than you assholes that like to drive while talking on the cell phone, you know? Pretty much I equated it to that. So, we'll try it here again. We'll see what happens. See what kind of hit we get. Normally I get some decent reps off of this thing. Okay. So, yeah. That was not the best hit in the world. And pretty much we were already toast to begin with, and I just kind of tried to stretch it out there, and that did not work at all. So, if you, you know what it's like getting that ass hit taste on the end of the bowl when your friend doesn't like to warn you that it's almost done? Yeah, that's kind of what I just experienced. So, you know, just blow it out or whatever. Unfortunately, there's some bullshit in there right now. I can see it. Where's my... Oh. I lost my toothpick. Mayday, mayday. Man down. Man down. Where's a toothpick when you need one, right? Obviously, not with me. So anyways, let me go get a toothpick real quick. Or actually, I may not even have to. I might have stoner improvisation. There we go. Works just like that. Tap it out. Give a quick little blow on it. Alright. So, here's a little note to you guys. It's almost Valentine's Day. And, you know what that means. That's right. What's that? Yes. No, you're totally right about that. It's that day when you have to go and spend a shit ton of money on somebody that you supposedly love. Well, let me tell you something. Valentine's Day is not about buying gifts for people. Alright? That's not what it's about. Honestly, if you look up the true story of Valentine's Day, if I'm not mistaken, Cupid, the little with the arrows and all that, yeah, they were actually poison arrows, and he used to shoot people that were in love to make them fall out of love. So somewhere in the midst of time, the story changed to you were getting shot with an arrow to fall in love, when actually it was you were getting shot with an arrow to be poisoned and die and not be in love. Alright, so we got that packed up nice and fresh. Here we go. Cheers. You know what helps? If you push in the button. Gotta push in the button. I thought I felt the button push in, but I guess I didn't. Alright. Or, there we go. My button was stuck. Go figure, right? Me and my big banana hands. I'm 6'6". This is the type of shit that happened to you. Alright, so let's try this again. Cheers, everybody. Whoa. Yeah. Now that was a good hit. And I'll tell you right now that every time on that first pack, you get that nice fresh flavor. It's not like with a bowl or whatever, after a little while, you start to get that little bit of resinous taste in there with your first hit. So anyways, that's my review of the dry herb cart from Cloud Penz with a Z. Again, legit company. They took care of me. Sent me a brand new pen because of the mishap that I had. And like I said, pile of confidence. I'm sure at some point they'll have another limited edition pen come out. Yeah. Rock it out is all I can say. Be smart about it. You know, there's other pens out there and stuff like that. Right now, this seems to be the real big thing and rage going on, especially with on the Instagram and things like that. And oh yeah, if you're on Instagram and you ever want to check out my feed on there, it's Shotty SHOTTY 518. Yeah, that's my review. I'm sure that you'll notice that I said a lot. If you would like to have a fun little game, start back at the beginning of the video, and every time you hear me say take a hit. It'll make this video completely different for you. So I hope you all have a good day. A merry 2013. If you're over on the other side of the world where it's not such easy living times right now and there's all sorts of conflicts going on, then stay safe, you know. And just know that there are people thinking about you and your well-being and wishing the best for you. Because this world's not about it's turned too much into hate, man. Like, I hate how I'm going on to this rant right now. And just stop the video if you don't want to hear it. But I'm just gonna speak for a second. And I don't understand why people can't just be okay with realizing that everybody is entitled to having their own opinion. And unfortunately, some people don't realize that you shouldn't force your opinion on other people. And if we could all just like realize, hey man, you know, we all come from the same place, you know, we're all earthlings. That's what it comes down to. In the grand scheme of life, I'm related to you somehow, most likely. It's sad the way the world has gotten now, and it's getting sad that you know, I'm living in a country now that they're trying to take all my rights away, and you know, that's fine. I'll stand up for what I believe in, and if I'm labeled the bad guy because of it, then, you know, oh well. I know there's a shit ton more people just like me. But here's one thing that I don't get about living in America. Why is it that somebody that lives in Colorado is afforded more rights than I am here in New York when we both live in the same country? Why can I not consume marijuana legally, being is that I'm over the age of 21? What is the deal? Where are we going with this, you know? They talk about how they want to stimulate the economy and all that. Well, guess what? You put us in how many trillions of dollars worth of debt, right? Think of how many, granted, we're talking on the trillions here, but think of how many billions of tax dollars and revenue could come in just from the legalization of marijuana and making it so that if you were 21 years or older, you were able to purchase it. Just like alcohol. And guess what? I guarantee you that if you were to search all the newspapers for just one day, let's say February 13th, 2013. What a better day than today, right? Check it out. I bet you will find that there are way more people that died due to the cause of alcohol, being it poisoning, being it a drunk driving accident, or whatever type of accident or mishap it may be. It could be as much as they were on like a benzodiazepam or something like that, and they drank, and they wound up sedating themselves so much that they stopped breathing in their sleep. Heath Ledger? So yeah. Why can people in Colorado buy their weed when they're 21 years of age or older, and I'm here stuck in New York? Mind you, was a cancer patient. I'm 6 years in remission, and I have absolutely terrible, terrible bone pain, and I also have muscle tension that is like nobody's business. And guess what? Hydrocodones and all that, yeah, that's great. They work, but they also burn out your kidneys and your liver and things like that. And I'm at a point that I'd have to take them roughly every 8 hours. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just be able to heal myself naturally the way I want. You know? Who is anybody to say who can do what with their body? You know? Who's to say that you can't smoke a cigarette, you can't do a tattoo, you can't do a piercing, you can't have a cosmetic surgery. Who's to say what you can and can't do with your body? There's no. It's not like our bodies were given to us from a rental car agency or something like that, and there's a whole policy and list of rules that we have to go by. It's ridiculous. Think of that. Think of all that money that we're in debt. And how are we going to get out of the debt? How are we going to get out of the debt? Well, why don't you open up your goddamn eyes and use your head and legalize marijuana? Alright? Now, cough syrup, okay? You can buy that in a grocery store. And kids OD on that shit all the time. Because why? They want to be sipping on that scissor because that's what Hollywood and all the rap moguls and blah blah this, that, and the other thing. You know? It's like there are so many other things that are way worse for you in the grand scheme of life. And guess what? They are completely legal. Completely legal. Maybe the cotton industry, they should, loosen the reins up a little bit and give us the ability to be able to buy what we want. Because if you really think about it, personally, I feel like half the reason that marijuana is even illegal is because of the cotton corporations. Because they didn't want hemp to take their money away. So what do? Let's just fund the people in politics, and we'll get them to take it out of them. And then we don't have to worry about that anymore. And it's just kind of been going that way forever, And, yeah. That's my rant in a nutshell. There's no reason why somebody in Colorado should have more rights than me in New York State, with me being an American just like them. I love my country. I hate my government. It's a bunch of assholes that try to play each other off. And it's like, oh, well, we're not going to do this so that way the other guys look bad. And then the other guys are like, oh, well, we'll go along with this and now it's all on you if it goes bad. It's just, it's bullshit. It really is. Yeah. So legalize marijuana. There's no fucking reason for it. Pardon my language. But there's absolutely no reason why it should not be legal in today's day and age. And it's not like we could do clinical studies or anything like that to actually test and see if these theories of, it causes cancer and blah, blah, this, that, and the other thing. We can't do the testing for it because guess what? It's illegal in America. Where are we going to do the clinical trials in freaking Mississippi or Alabama or wherever it is where the college has the license to be able to give marijuana out, as well as, you know, they have to have a placebo in there too for people for the test. And it's like, no, they can't. We can't do any clinical trials. Maybe now that because it's legal in Colorado, they'll be able to start doing some clinical trials out in Colorado and start proving things. But if you think that smoking weed causes cancer, I want you to look up something called Rick Simpson oil, referred to as RSO. Now, me being a cancer patient, I know when somebody tells you that you're terminal, you're going to die. There is no doubt about it one way or another. All your options have been extended at that point. Terminal. Death. This guy has been able to get people that were declared terminal cleared from cancer. Think about that. A supposedly hazardous material in the eyes of some is so great that it can kill cancer in a terminal patient. Which tells me one thing as a cancer patient, that being declared terminal, all that means is they've exhausted all of their hazardous chemical treatments that they can give you. I've been under a lot of chemo, and I'll tell you right now that that shit is not anything that anybody wants. And honestly, if you have an early stage or a late stage or whatever the case may be, like if I was declared with cancer again, before I went to chemotherapy to try to save me, I will try to find Rick Simpson. I do not know if you are alive, Rick Simpson, or not. I will find somebody. I will learn how to make the oil, whatever I have to do, and I will try that first and see what happens. Because I really, really, really feel as though the chemotherapy kills everything good. That's the greatest part about chemo. It kills the bad. It kills all the good too. So, it leaves people struggling for life. I mean, I've had chemotherapies that my heart couldn't stand, to a point that my legs were swollen up with fluid because my body couldn't process it. And, if you could cure somebody with a plant, and just the natural chemical compositions of that plant, then why wouldn't you? We use plants every day in making different medicines. We use mold, for Christ's sake. Penicillin. It's ridiculous. It really is. It's time for a change. It's time for a change. It's time for people to wake up. Marijuana is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Because guess what? The first time you go through chemotherapy, alright, and you're nauseous as hell, and you're trying to figure out, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then it's, They put you on Ativan or Phenergan or something of that nature, Zofran, right? What do? They don't take the nausea away. I hate to break it to you, medical companies. All they do is they knock you out. They put you to sleep. That's why you don't feel sick, because you're asleep. And guess what? You miss all the time remaining that you have because you're sleeping. Alright, when you're diagnosed with cancer, you want to be able to experience everything you can because you're not guaranteed that you're going to be alive in a year or two. You know? And I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Why they're and let's face it, you'll have to pardon me. I have chemo brain, alright? I had so many treatments. I probably have gnarly holes chewed in my brain from it. And I just don't get it. It's like there's never going to be a cure for cancer. And you want to know why? Because the drug companies make too much goddamn money off of it. And until that day comes where they don't make money off of it, then you're never going to see a cure. Let's face it. So natural cure, marijuana. You know? Legalize it. Look at me. I'm standing here. Still. Rah! You know how many years it's been since I was diagnosed? Almost 10. Almost 10. I was diagnosed right after I turned 21. And I'm about to turn 30 in April. So, excuse me, 9. Yeah. So, I'm sorry for the rant. Anyways, Cloud Penz, good stuff. Go buy it. Buy confidence. And, just remember, love each other. The world needs more love, not hate. And I hope you all have a wonderful life. And, may a lot of cool, good stuff happen for you. And on that note, namaste.